from Team Venom Media, and welcome to the special comic book hunting video. The title says comic book card boot hunting, which is the main bulk of what I've got, but I've actually had a couple of decent days on the comic hunting front. So the first thing I want to mention is that on Friday, which would have been the 29th, I had a ridiculously cool score thanks to Facebook Marketplace, which was of Darkness and Spawn comics, which are here. So a nice big wedge of those. And the first one is Spawn issue 62 on the front there, which is beautiful and rare, and graded copies of those are currently fetching a couple of $100 on American eBay sites for the look before I did these. But there is loads of Spawn. In fact, let me just figure this out properly. Right, that whole pile is just Spawn comics, which is great. So roughly, I think the earliest issue is about 60 and it goes up to issue 80, so yeah. Oh no, issue 59, sorry. Yeah, so it starts from issue 59, decent run there. And then the Darkness comics that I got as well, there's 5 of them, these are all from the same person. A couple of odd ones like Darkness issue 16, Tales of the Darkness issue 3 and such. These are mainly because I like the Darkness, I haven't got enough stuff of it, so I would like to, you know, read them. Tales of the Darkness issue 1, which is nice. And then these are the things that I like the most out of the entire lot, which is the Darkness Collected Edition, that's book 1, and book 2 of the Collected Edition, so like miniature graphic novels that can collect a couple of issues each, which is awesome. Then on Saturday, I'm just going to mention this because this was awesome, went and saw Darren Brown Showman in Birmingham, which was fantastic, great show, and highly recommend it to anybody. But while I was in Birmingham, I went around a few of the comic shops, and I got a handful of decent stuff. Nothing major. I went into a charity shop and found these, where they were like $1.50 each. Yeah, nothing particularly great, but we've got Salem's Daughter issue 1, which looks to be some form of indie comic, but I'm actually going to give it a read, because as you've seen with all the other stuff that I have on my channel, I'm struggling indie comic artist and writer myself. And Ice Age Magic the Gathering comic book, and the reason I picked this up is that it's got loads of the tokens. It's got loads of the tokens on the back, all cards, and there's that. But then the coolest thing I got was I went to Forbidden Planet in Birmingham. The new Forbidden Planet as well, not the Nostalgia and Comics one, which used to be owned by the Forbidden Planet before it went bust. This is owned by the people that bought the name, so it's different. So the first thing we got was Batman Foundation Fortnite. I got 2 of these, one for my collection and one for my son. And then I got issue 75, 76 and 77 of Amazing Spider-Man. Just purely because it's the Ben Reilly taking over as Spider-Man again, which they did in the mid-90s and stuff, but it's tipped to become collectible items in the future. And it also was rammed in there, and it turned out that was because it was the Halloween comic extravaganza that Marvel were putting on, where they were giving free comics away via every comic book store. So I've got this pile, which is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 1, Daredevil issue 1, but it's actually a reprint of issue 27, it's just the first issue with Elektra as Daredevil, Star Wars The High Republic issue 1, and Hawkeye issue 1, and these are all, I'll just bring this into it for you, they're all under their Marvel Halloween extravaganza banner, so there's that. So anyway, let's get on to what I got today, which you'll have seen in the intro video, because there was, well, you'll have seen me looking at a few bits and pieces and that intro video, and then like making a beeline for another stall, which I noticed had a comic long box on. The first stall I was looking at was a couple of graphic novels, a pile of Gru comics. I didn't get the Gru comics, but I did buy both of the graphic novels that were on there, which are Skyward and Shutter. Never heard of either of them before, to be honest, so I wouldn't mind having a read. And there's also Image Comics The Wicked and the Divine, which appears to be signed, which is signed on the front. There we go, so I picked that from there. I know obviously in that video you just see me flicking through them and then disappearing from that stall, but the stall holder wasn't there, and my son, who was with me, pointed out that the stall on the next row had got a long box of comics, which brings me to what has essentially been the mother load. So firstly, from said long box, which you'll have just seen again on the intro video, is this ridiculously awesome pile of Brian Michael Bendis' all new X-Men. And as you see, there's issue 1 at the front, and this pile goes all the way back to issue 25, so it's a 25 issue run. I think there's a couple of gaps in there. There's a couple at the second printing, and you can tell from how they did it, because at this point Marvel were doing the red banners for the first printing and blue banners for the second printing, what you can see here. But yeah, every single one of these comics is all new X-Men, and it goes up to, yeah, issue 25. So ridiculously good bargain there. I'll just point out as well, those 2 graphic novels and the signed comic that I just showed, that came to £10 for those. This bag, which also included these, was £25 for the lot, and it's amazing. So let me just show you what else I got. So the store that had those had a pile of graphic novels, which you would have seen again on that intro video. Some of them were the ultimate graphic novel collection things, and I picked up 3 of those purely because the stuff that I want to read. One is Wolverine, and that collects issues 1 to 4 of the Frank Miller miniseries. The other is the Uncanny X-Men Dark Phoenix, which is an iconic X-Men run, so you know, one of the 3. And this one is the Spider-Man Birth of Venom, which, you know, can't not pick something like that up. I've got everything apart from that, to be fair, in the Venomous Spiderman saga. I've got the Carnage, I've got Maximum Carnage, I've got Absolute Carnage, I've got all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's cool finding something like that there. There's also some more graphic novels that were out of that bag. So I got Blackest Night, which was the event where DC's Green Lantern found the prophecy, which basically resulted in them taking on Black Lanterns, which were zombified heroes. And there's also a part where any DC hero that's returned from the dead got turned into a Black Lantern too, so that included like Superman and stuff. I got hardback of Fear Itself by Matt Fraction, which is one of my all-time favourite Marvel events, where the daughter of the Red Skull uses an old prophecy that the Red Skull was trying to trace down during World War II, and that is to summon several hammered bronze serpents, which was the brother of Odin, so that they could have their own version of Thor, basically, but like loads of them. So in Fear Itself they have like Juggernaut gets one, Hulk gets one, but they're all essentially evil from it, which is awesome. Then I picked this up, which I'm really looking forward to reading, which is Dak and Dark Wolverine versus X-23, Collision it's called. And that was a nice little crossover that they did a few years back, so I'm looking forward to reading that. Also, I've got Marvel 1602 Spider-Man, which I didn't know this existed, to be perfectly honest. I've read 1602, I enjoyed 1602, but I didn't know that they'd done a mini-series of this. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, because the 1602 was by Neil Gaiman and was great. And then, we just have a quick look through it, I want to see when it was created. Okay. In 2010, so this is like 11 years old and I didn't know it existed, so that's a nice little bonus there, because back in 2010 I would have still been going to comic shops and picking up new things, so that's something that's completely escaped my knowledge, which is wonderful. So it's great seeing things like that. And this is the last item on this video, and it is probably the most valuable and awesome of all the items. So one of the main graphic novel series that I collect is New Avengers. I absolutely love the Bendis run from the start of 2004, and I've got every single volume of those, and I've got Civil War and House of M, Secret Invasion, those sorts of tie-in events and such. The one that I've been missing is Siege, and the only reason I've been missing it is because to get the core event it's quite expensive, and as much as I don't mind paying out for comics and such, because I don't mind paying out for comics, I also sort of like to find bargains. So I normally like to go hunting for them, so a lot of my graphic novels I bought off eBay on a last minute bid and things like that, stuff that's, you know, just so you feel like a little bit of achievement in finding them. Now this completes my New Avengers run, because this is the end of it, and it actually has the Siege New Avengers line in it. Look at how thick this thing is and how many creators are attributed to it. This is the oversized Siege graphic novel that I think is a minimum of about 50 quid if anyone is after getting one themselves. So like you can't get it for cheaper than that because of the sheer size of it. And this collects I'm just going to run this list off because it's huge. This collects Siege to Cabal, Siege Prologue, Siege 1 to 4, New Avengers 61 to 64, New Avengers Finale, Dark Avengers 13 to 16, and additional material from Siege Issue 1 Director's Cut. So this is a beauty. And that's basically, they capped off the New Avengers run, which ended the Dark Reign, which was Norman Osborn in charge of the Marvel Universe and such. And everything got rebooted under the banner of the Heroic Age, so New Avengers started again from issue 1 after that point. But yeah, it's an awesome find, really chuffed with it. There's a few other bits and pieces that I picked up from there. I picked up from, my son picked up them, he got himself a vintage Masters of the Universe annual. I also found a vintage Transformers jigsaw, things like that, and yeah, it was all great. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will be doing these as and when I actually find the time to go to car boots and go comic hunting and that sort of thing. Also, thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel. Before recording this video, is on 1,095 subscribers, which is amazing because I was genuinely like chuffed that I hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, and now we've gone up by like an extra 95, which is amazing. So thank you everyone that subscribed. I know a lot of that's probably to do with the Power Ranger podcast, which we record every Sunday, and we've had some special guests on there. Each episode's had over 1,000 hits. So thank you for everyone that's watched that, thank you for everyone that's subscribed, and if you've enjoyed this video and want to see more of these, please drop it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll happily start doing reviews and that sort of thing as well. But yeah, thank you very much. See you next time.